Jack Thompson wiped the sweat from his brow as he bent over the old car's engine. The small garage echoed with the clanking of tools and the soft hum of the radio playing country music in the background. It was just another ordinary day for the 32-year-old mechanic in the quiet town of Millbrook. "Come on, you stubborn piece of junk," Jack muttered, trying to loosen a rusted bolt. His strong hands, calloused from years of working with machines, gripped the wrench tightly. With a final grunt, the bolt gave way, and Jack stumbled back, nearly dropping his tool. As he regained his balance, something caught his eye. There, nestled deep within the engine compartment, was a strange metallic object. It definitely didn't belong in a 1967 Chevy Impala. "What the hell?" Jack whispered, reaching in to pull out the device. It was about the size of a smartphone, but much heavier. Its surface was smooth and cool to the touch, with odd symbols etched into the metal. Jack turned it over in his hands, his curiosity piqued. Suddenly, the device hummed to life. Jack nearly dropped it in surprise as a soft blue light began to pulse from its center. The symbols on its surface started to glow, and before Jack could react, a beam of light shot out from the device. The beam expanded, filling the small garage with a holographic display. Jack's mouth fell open as he found himself staring at what looked like a massive spaceship. The hologram was incredibly detailed, showing every curve and contour of the alien vessel. "Holy shit," Jack breathed, his eyes wide with disbelief. He reached out to touch the hologram, but his hand passed right through it. The ship was unlike anything he had ever seen in sci-fi movies or books. Its design was sleek and otherworldly, with no visible engines or windows. As Jack stared at the hologram, trying to make sense of what he was seeing, the device in his hand grew warm. The symbols on its surface began to shift and change, rearranging themselves into recognizable letters and numbers. "Coordinates." Jack blinked, his mind racing. These weren't just any coordinates. They were pointing to a location right here on Earth, somewhere not too far from Millbrook. His heart pounding, Jack looked from the device to the hologram and back again. He knew he should probably call someone. The police, the army, hell, maybe even NASA. But a part of him, the part that had always dreamed of adventure and discovery, urged him to keep this to himself, at least for now. With shaking hands, Jack turned off the device. The hologram disappeared, plunging the garage back into its familiar, mundane reality. But Jack knew that nothing would ever be the same again. He quickly closed up the Impala's hood and grabbed his jacket. The old car could wait. He had somewhere he needed to be. As Jack climbed into his beat-up pickup truck, his mind was reeling. What was this device? Where did it come from? And most importantly, what would he find at those coordinates? The engine roared to life, and Jack pulled out of the garage, his tires kicking up dust on the gravel driveway. He didn't know what he was getting into, but he knew one thing for sure. His life was about to change forever. As he drove through the quiet streets of Millbrook, Jack couldn't help but smile. For years, he had fixed other people's vehicles, helping them on their journeys. Now, it was his turn to embark on an adventure of his own. The open road stretched out before him, leading to the unknown. Jack gripped the steering wheel tightly, the mysterious device safely tucked in his pocket. Whatever he was about to discover, he was ready for it. Little did Jack know that his accidental find in a rusty old car was about to unleash a chain of events that would not only change his life, but the fate of humanity and the entire galaxy. The adventure had only just begun. Jack's old pickup truck bumped along the dirt road, kicking up clouds of dust behind it. The mysterious device sat on the passenger seat, its symbols glowing softly in the fading evening light. Jack's eyes darted between the road and the device, his heart racing with excitement and fear. The coordinates led him to a large, empty field just outside of town. As Jack pulled up to the edge of the field, he saw nothing but tall grass swaying in the breeze. He parked the truck and stepped out, the device clutched tightly in his hand. "Now what?" Jack muttered to himself, looking around the seemingly ordinary field. As if in response, the device suddenly grew warm in his hand. Its glow intensified, and a beam of light shot out, much like it had in the garage. But this time, instead of a hologram, the beam swept across the field, as if scanning for something. Jack watched in awe as the tall grass in the center of the field began to ripple and part. The ground itself seemed to shake, and a low, humming sound filled the air. Jack's jaw dropped as he realized what was happening. Something was coming up from underground. Slowly, majestically, a massive object began to rise from beneath the earth. It was the ship from the hologram, but seeing it in real life was a whole different experience. The alien vessel was enormous, easily the size of a football field, its metallic surface gleaming in the last rays of sunlight. Jack stumbled backward, nearly tripping over his own feet. "Holy crap," he whispered, his voice barely audible over the ship's low hum. As the ship fully emerged, a section of its smooth hull began to shift and change. A doorway appeared, and a ramp extended down to the ground, stopping just a few feet away from where Jack stood. For a long moment, Jack just stared at the open doorway, his mind racing. Should he go in? Should he run? Should he call someone? Before he could decide, a voice spoke. It didn't come from the ship, but from the device in his hand. "Welcome, human," the voice said. It was calm and gender-neutral, with an accent Jack couldn't quite place. "Your presence has been anticipated. Please, enter." Jack swallowed hard, looking from the device to the ship and back again. Every instinct told him to turn and run, to pretend he'd never found the device or seen the ship. But his curiosity, that same curiosity that had led him here, urged him forward. Taking a deep breath, Jack stepped onto the ramp. As he walked up, lights came on inside the ship, illuminating a long corridor. The walls were smooth and pearlescent, unlike any material Jack had ever seen. "Do not be afraid," the voice from the device said. "You are safe here." Jack wasn't sure he believed that, but he kept walking. The corridor led him to a large, circular room. In the center stood a holographic display, much like the one he'd seen in his garage, but much larger and more detailed. As Jack approached the display, it flickered to life. A figure appeared, not quite human, but humanoid. It had silvery skin and large, almond-shaped eyes that seemed to glow with an inner light. "Greetings, Jack Thompson," the figure said, its voice matching the one from the device. "I am the AI custodian of this ship. I have been waiting a very long time for someone like you to find us." Jack's mind reeled. "Someone like me? What do you mean? Who are you? What is all this?" The AI's expression remained calm. "This ship belongs to an ancient civilization, long since vanished from the galaxy. I am all that remains of their legacy. And you, Jack Thompson, possess something unique, something that makes you capable of activating our technology." Jack looked down at his grease-stained hands, then back at the AI. "Me? But I'm just a mechanic. There's nothing special about me." The AI's eyes seemed to twinkle. "That is where you are wrong, Jack. Humans have a quality that is exceedingly rare in the universe, a quality that my creators sought for eons. And now, after all this time, you have found us." Jack's head was spinning. This morning, he had been fixing cars in his small-town garage. Now, he was standing in an alien ship, talking to an AI about some special quality he supposedly possessed. "What happens now?" Jack asked, his voice barely above a whisper. The AI's hologram expanded, filling the room with stars and galaxies. "Now, Jack Thompson, your real journey begins. Are you ready to learn the truth about your place in the universe?" As Jack stared at the cosmic display around him, he realized that his life would never be the same again. Whatever came next, there was no turning back now. The adventure of a lifetime was just beginning. Jack stood in the center of the alien ship's control room, surrounded by holographic stars and galaxies. His mind was still trying to process everything he had seen and heard. The AI custodian's glowing form floated before him, patient and serene. "What do you mean by my place in the universe?" Jack asked, his voice trembling slightly. "And what's this special quality humans have?" His eyes seemed to sparkle. "Humans possess a unique combination of curiosity, adaptability, and creativity. But more importantly, your brains have a special capacity that allows you to interface with our technology in ways other species cannot." As if to demonstrate, the AI gestured towards a console near Jack. "Place your hand on that panel." Jack. Hesitantly, Jack reached out and touched the smooth, cool surface of the alien technology. Instantly, a surge of energy coursed through his body. It wasn't painful, but it felt like every cell in his body was buzzing with electricity. The room around them changed. The stars and galaxies disappeared, replaced by streams of data and complex diagrams. Jack gasped as he realized he could understand it all. Somehow, the ship was feeding information directly into his mind. "This is incredible," Jack breathed, his eyes wide with wonder. "I can see everything. The history of your civilization, the secrets of the universe, it's all here." The AI nodded. "What you're experiencing is the neural interface our creators developed. Your human brain is uniquely suited to process and interpret this data. This is why we've been waiting for someone like you." As the information flowed into Jack's mind, he learned about the AI's creators, an ancient race called the Primarians. They had been explorers and peacekeepers, guardians of the galaxy. But they had vanished mysteriously, leaving behind their technology and their AI custodians. "What happened to them?" Jack asked, his heart heavy with the weight of this cosmic history. The AI's expression turned solemn. "That, unfortunately, remains a mystery. Our last records indicate they were facing a great threat, a force that was consuming entire star systems. The Primarians went to face this threat and never returned." Jack's mind raced with the implications. And now this threat could still be out there. Is Earth in danger? "It's possible," the AI admitted, "which is why we need your help, Jack. The Primarians believe that humans might one day be ready to take up their mantle as guardians of the galaxy. With our technology and your unique abilities, we may stand a chance against any threats that arise." As if on cue, a new set of data streams appeared before Jack. He saw schematics for advanced weapons, faster-than-light engines, and technology beyond his wildest dreams. "This is a lot to take in," Jack said, feeling overwhelmed. "I'm just a small-town mechanic. How am I supposed to save the galaxy?" The AI's voice was gentle but firm. "You won't be alone, Jack. I will guide you, and in time, you can share this knowledge with the rest of humanity. But we must act quickly. Your discovery of our ship will not go unnoticed by the galactic community." As if to emphasize the AI's point, an alarm suddenly blared through the ship. A new hologram appeared, showing a view of Earth from orbit. Several large vessels were approaching the planet. "It seems our activation has drawn attention," the AI said, its tone urgent. "These are ships from various alien races. Some may be curious, others might be hostile. We need to prepare." Jack's heart raced. Just hours ago, his biggest concern had been fixing old cars. Now he was facing the possibility of an alien invasion. But as he looked at his hand, still connected to the ship's console, he felt a strange sense of calm. The knowledge of the Primarians flowed through him, and with it came a sense of purpose. "All right," Jack said, standing up straighter. "What do we do first?" The AI's form seemed to glow brighter. "First, we need to activate the ship's defenses. Then we must find a way to communicate with your world leaders. The fate of Earth, and perhaps the entire galaxy, now rests in your hands, Jack Thompson." As Jack began to work with the alien technology, guided by the AI, and the vast knowledge now in his mind, he realized that his life had changed forever. The small-town mechanic was gone. In his place stood the inheritor of an ancient legacy, the first human guardian of the galaxy. The real challenge was just beginning. The news of Jack's discovery spread across the galaxy like wildfire. In the span of a few days, Earth had gone from an isolated planet to the center of galactic attention. Alien ships of all shapes and sizes filled the skies, their presence impossible to hide from the public. Jack stood in the White House's Situation Room, surrounded by world leaders and military officials. The alien AI, now projected as a hologram for all to see, had just finished explaining the situation. "So let me get this straight," the U.S. president said, rubbing his temples. "This mechanic from a small town has unlocked ancient alien technology that makes humans the most powerful species in the galaxy." Jack shifted uncomfortably. "That's pretty much it, yeah." The room erupted into a mix of excited chatter and worried murmurs. Jack could see the fear and hope battling in everyone's eyes. Meanwhile, in the depths of space, the news was causing an even bigger stir. On the planet Zorg, home to a race of highly intelligent, squid-like beings, the Galactic Council had convened an emergency meeting. "This is unprecedented," bellowed Sorax, the Zorgian representative. His tentacles waved wildly as he spoke. "These humans, these primitives, suddenly have access to Primarian technology. It's too dangerous." Across the table, Lyra, the elegant bird-like Aviani representative, raised a wing for silence. "Let's not be hasty," she chirped. "The humans have shown remarkable progress in a short time. Perhaps this is exactly what the Primarians intended." The debate raged on, with some species calling for immediate action against Earth, while others advocated for patience and diplomacy. Back on Earth, Jack was working tirelessly with scientists and engineers to understand and implement the Primarian technology. The AI had been right. His mind seemed perfectly suited to interfacing with the alien systems. As Jack worked on translating a particularly complex piece of Primarian code, an alarm blared through the facility. He rushed to the command center, where a giant screen showed a massive fleet of ships entering the solar system. "It's the Kraxan Empire," the AI's voice announced, its tone grave. "They're known for conquering less advanced civilizations. It seems they've come to challenge Earth's newfound power." Jack's heart raced. He knew this moment would come, but he didn't expect it so soon. "What do we do?" he asked, looking around at the pale faces of the military commanders. The AI's hologram flickered. "We have defensive capabilities, but they've never been tested in actual combat. The choice is yours, Jack. You're the one who can fully control this technology." Jack closed his eyes, feeling the weight of the world, no, the galaxy, on his shoulders. In his mind, he could see the Primarian knowledge, showing him strategies and technologies beyond human understanding. He opened his eyes, a plan forming. "Okay, here's what we're going to do." As Jack outlined his strategy, mixing human ingenuity with Primarian technology, the faces around him began to show hope. Maybe, just maybe, they had a chance. In space, the Kraxan fleet approached Earth, their weapons primed. The lead ship's commander, a grizzled warrior named Vex, grinned wickedly. "These humans won't know what hit them," he growled. But as the Kraxan ships entered Earth's orbit, something unexpected happened. A shimmering energy field surrounded the planet, unlike anything the Kraxans had ever seen. Vex's grin faded. "What is this?" he snarled. On Earth, Jack stood at the control panel, his hands dancing over the alien interface. The defensive shield he had activated was holding strong, but he knew it was just the first step. "Attention, Kraxan fleet," Jack's voice boomed across space, translated into the Kraxan language by the AI. "Earth is under the protection of Primarian technology. We don't want to fight, but we will defend ourselves if necessary." The Kraxan ships halted their advance, clearly taken aback. In the Galactic Council chambers, the news of Earth's successful defense against the Kraxans sent shockwaves through the assembled representatives. Sorax's tentacles drooped in disbelief. "Impossible," he muttered. Lyra's eyes sparkled. "Fascinating," she chirped. "It seems we may have underestimated these humans." As the council erupted into renewed debate, Jack allowed himself a small smile. Earth had passed its first test, But he knew it was only the beginning. The galaxy was watching, and humanity's journey to the stars had truly begun. The adventure was far from over. In the months following Earth's standoff with the Kraxan fleet, the planet underwent a transformation unlike anything in human history. Jack Thompson, once a simple mechanic, now found himself at the center of a global effort to understand and implement Primarian technology. The alien eye had been right about one thing. Humans did have a unique ability to interface with the advanced tech. But what surprised everyone was how quickly humanity adapted to and improved upon the alien designs. Jack stood in a massive underground facility, surrounded by scientists and engineers from every corner of the globe. Holographic displays filled the air, showing schematics for inventions that would have seemed like magic just a year ago. "How's the FTL drive coming along, Dr. Chen?" Jack asked, approaching a group huddled around a glowing engine prototype. Dr. Chen, a brilliant physicist from China, looked up with a grin. "We've cracked it, Jack. This baby can take us to Alpha Centauri in under an hour." Jack whistled, impressed. The Primarian designs had given them a starting point, but it was human ingenuity that had refined and perfected the technology. Across the room, a team of medical researchers were excitedly discussing their latest breakthrough. Jack wandered over, curious. "Mr. Thompson," exclaimed Dr. Okonkwo, a Nigerian bioengineer, "you won't believe this. We've managed to adapt the Primarian healing pod technology. We're on the verge of curing cancer, Alzheimer's, even reversing aging." Jack's mind reeled at the implications. In less than a year, humanity had advanced centuries beyond where they had been. And it wasn't just in medicine and space travel. Clean, unlimited energy was now a reality thanks to miniaturized fusion reactors. Climate change had been reversed with atmosphere scrubbers based on Primarian terraforming tech. Food scarcity was becoming a thing of the past with matter replicators. But as Jack looked around at all the marvels they were creating, a nagging worry gnawed at him. He made his way to a quiet corner where the AI's hologram stood, observing the bustling activity. "Are we moving too fast?" Jack asked quietly. "I mean, all of this is incredible, but are we ready for it?" The AI's serene face turned to him. "Your concern is understandable, Jack. But remember, this was always the Primarians' intention. They left their legacy for a species that could not only use it but improve upon it. That's exactly what humanity is doing." Jack nodded, but he couldn't shake his unease. "I just hope we can handle the responsibility that comes with all this power." As if in answer to his concerns, alarms suddenly blared throughout the facility. Jack rushed to the central command station, where a global alert was flashing on the main screen. "What's going on?" he demanded. A military officer, her face grim, pointed to the display. "We've detected a massive energy surge in orbit. Something's coming through. And it's big." The screen showed a swirling vortex opening up in space, easily the size of the moon. As they watched, an enormous structure began to emerge. "Is that a space station?" someone gasped. Indeed, a colossal space station was materializing above Earth. Its design was clearly alien, but different from the Primarian technology they had become familiar with. The AI's hologram flickered to life beside Jack, its expression unusually troubled. "This is unexpected. That station, it bears similarities to designs I've seen in ancient Primarian records. Records of the threat they went to face." Jack's blood ran cold. "You mean?" The AI nodded solemnly. "It appears the force that the Primarians fought has found Earth, and they've brought a battle station capable of destroying entire planets." The room fell silent as the implications sank in. All of their technological advancements, all of their progress, and now they faced a threat beyond anything they had imagined. Jack took a deep breath, steadying himself. He looked around at the faces turned to him, seeing fear but also determination. In that moment, he knew what they had to do. "All right," he said, his voice firm. "We've prepared for this. Humanity has come too far to back down now. Let's show them what we can do." As the facility erupted into action, Jack couldn't help but think that this was the moment everything had been leading to. The true test of humanity's worth in the galaxy was about to begin. The fate of Earth, and perhaps the entire universe, hung in the balance. The massive alien battle station loomed over Earth, casting a shadow of fear across the planet. But humanity, led by Jack Thompson and armed with their newly acquired Primarian technology, was not about to go down without a fight. All stations, report in, Jack commanded from the Global Defense Headquarters. Around him, holographic screens showed military leaders and scientists from around the world. Asian Defense Grid Online, came a voice from Beijing. European plasma cannons ready, reported another from Paris. Similar confirmations echoed from every continent. In just a few short months, Earth had become a fortress, bristling with weaponry that melded human innovation with alien tech. Suddenly, the AI's hologram flickered to life. Jack, we're receiving a transmission from the battle station. A new hologram appeared, showing a creature that sent shivers down Jack's spine. It was tall and skeletal, with gray skin stretched tight over an elongated skull. Its eyes glowed with an eerie red light. Humans, the creature's voice rasped, somehow understood by all present. We are the Void. Your planet now belongs to us. Surrender, and your deaths will be quick. Jack stepped forward, his voice steady despite his racing heart. This is Jack Thompson of Earth. We refuse your demand. This planet is under our protection, and we're prepared to defend it. The creature's lipless mouth twisted into a horrifying smile. So be it. The transmission cut off, and almost immediately, the battle began. The Void's battle station unleashed a barrage of energy beams, each powerful enough to level a city. But Earth was ready. The planetary shield, a combination of Primarian design and human engineering, flared to life. The energy beams splashed against it, causing it to ripple but not break. Return fire, Jack ordered. From hidden silos and orbiting platforms, Earth's defenses roared to life. Plasma beams, antimatter missiles, and weapons beyond human imagination, just months ago now streaked towards the Void battle station. The space around Earth lit up like a cosmic fireworks display. The Void, clearly not expecting such resistance, seemed to falter. But the battle was far from over. Smaller ships began to pour out of the battle station, heading towards Earth's atmosphere. They're trying to breach the shield, someone yelled. Jack's mind raced, drawing on both his human instincts and the Primarian knowledge flowing through him. Launch the interceptors, he commanded. Sleek spacecraft, piloted by Earth's best and brightest, shot out from hidden hangars. They engaged the Void fighters in a dogfight that spanned the globe. As the battle raged on, Jack noticed something odd about the Void's tactics. They're predictable, he muttered. Then it hit him. Are they using some kind of hive mind? The AI's hologram nodded. It appears so. The Void seems to operate as a collective consciousness. A plan began to form in Jack's mind. If they're all connected, then maybe we can use that against them. Working quickly with the Earth's top scientists and the AI, Jack devised a daring strategy. They would use the Primarian neural interface technology, combined with Earth's most powerful computers, to create a virus that could infiltrate the Void's hive mind. It's risky, Jack admitted to the world leaders. We'll need to lower our shields for a moment to transmit the virus. But if it works, we can shut down their entire fleet at once. The decision was unanimous. Earth would take the risk. As the final preparations were made, Jack couldn't help but reflect on how far they'd come. From a small-town mechanic to the leader of Earth's defense against an alien invasion, it seemed impossible, yet here they were. Virus ready, announced Dr. Chen. Jack took a deep breath. Lower the shields. Transmit on my mark. The planetary shield flickered and died. Immediately, the Void intensified their attack, sensing an opportunity. Now, Jack shouted. A pulse of energy, invisible to the naked eye, but carrying the carefully crafted virus, shot out from Earth's transmitters. For a heart-stopping moment, nothing seemed to happen. Then, one by one, the void ships began to falter. The battle station's lights flickered and died. The smaller craft drifted aimlessly in space. A cheer went up from the command center. They had done it. Earth had won. But as the celebration began, Jack's eyes remained fixed on the screens. Something told him this wasn't over. The void battle station, though dark, was still there. And with it, the mystery of what had happened to the Primarians all those years ago. The battle was won, but Jack knew the war was far from over. Humanity's greatest challenge still lay ahead. The days following Earth's victory over the void were filled with both celebration and caution. While humanity rejoiced in their triumph, Jack Thompson and his team worked tirelessly to understand the fallen enemy and prepare for any future threats. As Jack stood on the bridge of humanity's first true starship, the HSS Primarian Legacy, he couldn't help but marvel at how far they'd come. The ship, a masterpiece of human and alien engineering, was about to embark on its maiden voyage to the disabled void battle station. "All systems are go, Jack," reported Captain Maria Rodriguez, a former fighter pilot who had distinguished herself in the battle against the void. "We're ready to dock with the station." Jack nodded, his expression serious. "Remember, we don't know what we'll find in there. Stay alert." As the Primarian Legacy approached the massive dark structure, Jack felt a mix of anticipation and dread. The answers to so many questions lay within, about the void, about the Primarians, and perhaps about humanity's place in the universe. The docking procedure went smoothly, and soon Jack was leading a team of scientists and soldiers into the alien station. The corridors were eerily silent, lit only by the team's flashlights and the soft glow of their advanced spacesuits. "Jack," the AI's voice came through his helmet comm. "I'm detecting faint energy signatures deeper in the station. It appears to be a central control room." Following the AI's guidance, the team made their way through the labyrinthine structure. What they found in the control room left them in awe. Suspended in a strange, shimmering field were dozens of beings, Primarians. They were tall, with silvery skin and eyes that seemed to hold the wisdom of ages. And they were alive. "Incredible," breathed Dr. Chen, scanning the stasis field. "They've been in suspended animation for thousands of years." As the team worked to safely revive the Primarians, Jack's mind raced with the implications. The Primarians hadn't been destroyed by the void. They had hidden themselves away, waiting for the right moment to return. Hours later, back on Earth, Jack stood before the United Nations, accompanied by the Primarian leader, a being called Zorn. The assembly hall was packed, with billions more watching the historic broadcast around the world. Zorn's melodic voice filled the hall. "People of Earth, we owe you a debt of gratitude. Your bravery in the face of the void, and your remarkable ability to use our technology, has given the galaxy new hope." The Primarian explained how their civilization had faced the void eons ago, realizing they couldn't defeat it alone. They had scattered their technology across the galaxy, hoping to find species worthy of wielding it. Humanity, with its unique blend of creativity, adaptability, and determination, had proven to be that species. "But our work is not done," Zorn continued. "The void you faced was but a fraction of their full force. We must prepare for their return, and this time, we shall face them together." In the days and weeks that followed, Earth became the center of a new galactic alliance. Ships from hundreds of worlds arrived, drawn by the news of the Primarians' return and humanity's role in the coming conflict. The Galactic Council, once skeptical of Earth, now welcomed humans with open arms. Jack found himself acting as a bridge between humanity, the Primarians, and the wider galactic community. One evening, as Jack watched ships from a dozen alien worlds dock at the new orbital station above Earth, he felt a tap on his shoulder. It was Lyra, the Aviani representative he had first seen in the holographic council meeting so long ago. "Quite a view, isn't it?" she chirped, her feathers shimmering in the starlight. Jack nodded, smiling. Sometimes I still can't believe it. A year ago, I was just a small-town mechanic. Now, Lyra's eyes twinkled. Now you're a hero of the galaxy, Jack Thompson. And if the prophecies are true, you might just be the key to saving us all. As Jack looked out at the bustling activity around Earth, he felt a sense of both pride and responsibility. Humanity had proven itself on the galactic stage, but their greatest challenges and greatest adventures still lay ahead. The mechanic who had once fixed old cars now stood ready to help repair the very fabric of the universe. And as daunting as that task seemed, Jack knew that with the combined strength of humanity and their new alien allies, anything was possible. The stars, once so distant, now beckoned, and humanity, led by an unlikely hero, was ready to answer the call.